Hello, everyone. It's me, Andrew. I'm here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm currently at Arrowmont School for Arts and Crafts, and it's my third time being here. This time I'm here for a residency called Pentaculum. So I'm super excited to be here. William's at his ceramics, his pottery class, so he's not on right now. Um, so I decided to pop on real quick. I can't stay too long. Normally we go for hours and hours and hours, but I've got some things in the works, and I thought I would kind of give you a preview of some of the things that I've been working on. It's a little bit, I have to keep my voice down a little bit because other people are working. But I was going to give you a little sneak peek of the studio here and show you some of the stuff that I've been working on. All right. So I'm going to flip this around and you'll get a chance to see that. I'll put it so it looks on a nice place. Of course, with StreamYard, you have to go through about 10 different steps to get to the. So this is the little enameling room. So that's over. Over here is the glass studio. That's the sculpture studio, and then over here is the metal studio. And I'll just a little peek in there. It's a great big space. It's got beautiful high ceilings. Um, and this is like my little corner that I've been hanging out in. So they've got some wonderful kilns here. They moved some of the kilns into the other to make it a little bit more convenient. But yeah, it's been a lovely week so far. It's going by way too quickly. One of the glass artists is making some molds that they're going to use for glass casting. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. I don't think she's going to be able to cast while she's here because they still have to dry out. But I think it's super fascinating. So this is powder coating section over here. And I'll show you some of the designs that I've been working on. So I decided I really didn't have too big of a plan for the residency, but I wanted to play around with the powder coating and kind of really dial in some of the techniques that I've been working on. And so I thought I would do some experiments here. And these are the ones that I finished them, but I noticed that my clear layer was a little bit thick, and because it was so thick, they ended up cracking a little bit. So I'm going to reheat them, and that means I have to buff them again, because right now I buff them and then wax them. And so, yeah, I have to do that again, but I don't mind. It's kind of nice. And yeah, so I've been working on these pins. I kind of have this idea where we've been talking about going to the ECU conference in Greenville, North Carolina, and they do a pin swap. And so I thought about making these for that, but I don't know if I'm still gonna swap them because I kind of like them. So maybe I'll make one or so. That's a figure, a mano figure. So I've been busy. These are all done in a technique that I kind of did on my own. It's a sgraffito technique, and I really wanted to do a lot more of these so I could really get the process down. so that when I teach it at Peters Valley, I'll have lots of samples, but hopefully I'll sell out. So um, these ones are the ones that came out of the ovens, and so they're glossy. And then I end up buffing them and sanding them down, and then waxing them, and then they turn satin. And I've had a couple people, like I posted a question if people preferred glossy or satin, and most people said that they like satin, but I can see the appeal of the gloss. I agree. I love satin myself, like matte. I really love matte, but there is something to be said about the glossy. I think it has kind of almost like a water effect where it really makes certain things shine. Like um, the matte or the satin kind of flattens it a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, which I don't mind. But when you see the gloss, it kind of comes alive, right? So, um, so they both have their pluses and minuses. But these ones are the ones that I just took out of the oven, so they're cooling. Um, and yeah, I accidentally cross-contaminated one of the batches of clear, so there's a little bit of a different one in there. But that I'm not going to grind that down. It'll take too long. It'd be faster to make a new one. Um, so even though I kind of like them glossy, um, I probably will buff them down and make them satin. But anyway, so that I've been working on that for the past couple days. I've also been working on a couple other things. I worked on some. There's a T-shirt contest, and so I worked on the logo for that, and I did the paintings for each of the letters, and the letters kind of come from the series that I've been working on called Shadow Play, and they're kind of these creatures from my imagination. They're kind of based off of real animals and stuff, but definitely very stylized and in silhouettes. And so I had the animal spell out Pentaculum, and they picked it. So it was pretty cool. I didn't cheat. I could have, though. Nobody would have known probably, but I didn't. And what it was is everybody got a button, and then you got to put the button in the jar in front of the design you like, and they picked mine. So that was pretty exciting, and I'm excited to see. Now, this is a test that I did, and this is a new technique that I've been kind of working on to make more texture. If you know me, I really love texture. So a lot of powder coating I find is very flat, which is definitely one of the characteristics. But I've been interested in kind of creating kind of these kind of lumpy, bumpy textures, and then I use these watercolor paints to create that effect on top, and I think that texture really brings out the um, the interference paints and the metallics. So these ones have cured, so they're baked in there, and so far it seems pretty sturdy. I'm gonna try to do a very thin clear coat on it to see how that works. Um, but I'm excited. And then I've got something in the oven that I can take out. Um, and normally I have a mask on, but if I wore a mask, you wouldn't be able to hear me. And these ones, I'm going to put this and close the door before I the whole room. These ones, I don't know if you can see it or not, but they're slightly pearlescent. And I'm going to use those as the basis for some different drawing techniques. And I have a couple more experiments that I want to do while I'm here. I'm going to let that cool, and then I'll walk you over to my little work area. And so this is where I'm kind of set up. So I kind of spread out. And then here are the designs for the letters. So I'll have to share the finished t-shirt when it's ready. And then I also did all the sawing for this.
Yeah, so generally everybody who gets a raffle ticket is going to get a raffle item. They don't allow people to get more than one thing, so everybody kind of shares the raffle. So that's pretty nice. Basically, the person calling raffle tickets out, calling names, can give you like 5, maybe 7 seconds to get up there, and then they're calling the next person. So it is sort of like a watch. Like you have to go and get what you want, right? Like, because people do charge us.
All right, I'm gonna go back into the other room. Normally, I would share what everybody else is working on, but I want to give people some privacy and some space to experiment and do their own process, and I don't want to peek in on what they're doing without permission. So maybe by the end of the week, if I talk to them and they say they want to share what they're working on, maybe I'll show pictures of that. But yeah, so I'll flip this around. So there's a program in all of the studios. There's a fibers group, and wood and ceramics, and there's a curatorial group. There's a writers group. So it's a really lovely thing. Every day I meet somebody new, and I meet somebody there's people from all over the world here. I met somebody from Barcelona. One of the people in our program is from Vancouver. So it's a really lovely group of people, and I feel really honored to be here, and very thankful for the opportunity. And it's been really lovely. I've been making a lot of work and doing some experiments, and I think mostly, like, I do a lot of work when I'm home, and I do a lot of experiments when I'm home. But one of the things that has been lovely is meeting other people who are creative and kind of building those connections. So anyways, I will let you go. I don't know if William is planning to go live again tonight. But if he does, then he'll show you what he's been working on. And I hope you like this little teaser taster of the residency I'm at. If you go onto my Instagram which is Andrew Thornton Artist. I've been sharing in my stories some of the sights to see around Gatlinburg in the middle of the night, and little bits and pieces of what I've been working on. So that's probably the best place to keep up with what I'm doing here. And of course, when I am all finished, I'll take lots of pictures, hopefully, and share those far and wide. All right, well, I'm going to leave you to it. All right, see ya.